So the Fed hiked its benchmark rate by 0.75%, or 75 basis points. They're trying to fight inflation, so I'll give you a quick rundown. Inflation can be caused by hot demand or constrained supply, or both. So right now there's a lot of supply problems with the invasion of Ukraine. We have problems with groceries, oil, but increasing the interest rate is not about that. It's demand destruction. So the global events are outside of the Fed's control, so they focus on reducing demand. America has a centralized system, so they have a centralized bank. So banks around the country can give money to the Fed and they'll get a higher interest rate. When the Fed hikes the rate, it becomes more attractive for them to give money to the central bank. But they want to lend money, so to make it worth their while, they're like, well, I'm going to have to increase rates for lending across the board. So anyone that requires a loan from a bank will now get hit because their borrowing costs go up, including businesses, people looking for a mortgage, equity lines of credit, car loans, student loans, across the board. This is going to hurt Canadians more than Americans because Canadians are far more indebted with over $2 trillion in mortgage debt, credit card debt, lines of credit. So Canadians right now are very scared to go into mortgage debt. So selling prices are coming down, home sales are slowing. Anyone who broke the 20, 30, and 3 rule for buying a home over the last 2 to 3 years is going to be worried. People with home equity lines of credit or other demand loans. Like I said, Bank of Canada or US Fed hiking interest rates is a demand-side, demand destruction method of controlling inflation. This puts pressure on the Bank of Canada to follow suit, otherwise the Canadian dollar would be under even more pressure. For example, if the Bank of Canada didn't follow the US Fed, didn't increase interest rates because they wanted to spare people who are indebted, this would put increasing pressure on the Canadian dollar. So the US Fed and the Bank of Canada are playing a very tight game. They want to control inflation by destroying demand. But if they increase borrowing costs too much, they can push the country into recession, as businesses just can't afford the borrowing and financing costs. This is why I talk about minimizing debt if possible. And Canadians have a lot of it. Good luck. Take care.